to, a lot of times I can kind of get in my head when I'm tired, exhausted from normal life, and I won't do anything at all. But at least sending one email or one reach out email or doing one thing off the checklist is better than nothing, because you always want to be making progress. So that reminder as well, something that I kind of fell off on, and I have to relearn and retrain myself, as you're constantly doing as an entrepreneur. So
Constantly, constantly. One thing that helps and saves me is downloading the Google Tasks app,
Google
or
Tasks.
enabling it. Since, yeah, download the Google Task app. So as you think of the things that you need to do or you want to add to your to-do list, right there from your phone, put it on your home screen, tap it, and add it to your to-do list. Google Tasks. And
Okay.
it connects to it syncs to your Gmail, right? So when you're in your
Uh,
Gmail, there's a bar, navigation bar, and you'll see your to-do list right there. All right. That helps me a whole lot because we try to remember all of these things. We try to remember all the things that we need to do, and then things fall through the cracks because we forgot five of them. And one of them was high priority,
mm-hmm.
right? I forgot to respond to that young lady that I met last last week or something like that, right? So create the task list, make it as um, readily available as possible, to where if you had a stoplight or you parked the car and something comes to your mind, you can hurry up and put it on your to-do list. And it allows you to prioritize, put dates on it, expiration dates, when it was supposed to be done, and all that good stuff. So that's a hack. It's a practical um, thing that you can do, like right now, starting tonight, tomorrow, even tonight. You can make your to-do list, the things that you need and want to get done tomorrow. So when tomorrow comes, you just look at that list. Most of us, when we know we have a lot to do and we then find time to do it, when we sit down, we're like, all right, so what do I got to do? And then you just find yourself on your phone scrolling for an hour. Ask me how I know. So, yeah, my lesson has been to focus my focus. I like that. Be attentive to what it is that needs my attention, and only entertaining the thoughts that bring me closer to my dreams rather than draining myself with negativity and hypotheticals. Focus, focus, focus. I'm telling you. And so you got to ask yourself, what are some things that I can do that pushes me towards focusing on my focus? All right. And there are some tools that you can use. Erica, it's on you. Thanks, Josh.
Okay, so for me, the lessons that I've learned over the years is to never give up, is to never stop writing. So I have written poetry on almost every topic, every positive topic or controversial topics that you can think of. And whenever I'm asked to write poems for organizations or weddings or birthday celebration, anniversary celebrations, I never turn them down, never. And
Mhm.
I find that it pushes me to really write on a broader cross section of poetry. And it also helps me to increase my repertoire of poems.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Definitely appreciate interest. Appreciate people being interested in you. They don't have to. Your phone don't have to ring at all, you know? So when it does, appreciate that. Not saying that you got to do everything that comes your way. Because when you get to, the next level or a certain level, um, some things kind of block other things. And so you'll then have to evaluate each opportunity and determine whether or not this serves you at this point. Right? My lesson is that even failure shows you you are trying and growing. Yeah. Thank you, Kelly. That is huge. If you are not failing, you're not trying. Just think of a scientist. Think of a scientist right now. Like the science, that's all they do is fail, 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 fail until it works. Just a bunch. That's what an experiment is. It's not a guarantee it's going to work. They spend majority of their time in their life experimenting, and then they accidentally achieve a thing a lot of times. So if you're not, I say this because I don't really believe in failure, but if you're not failing, I tell my daughters this, and right now they don't understand that failure is not a bad thing. They don't understand it because the world says it is a bad thing. We've been conditioned to believe that failure is a bad thing, and it stunts your growth, all that. Failure is um can be it can be um a catalyst if you allow it, right? If you're going through a hard time, the faster you get to the lesson, the faster it'll be over. Just think about that. You're in it to get the lesson. But if you get stuck and you stay in the ditch and don't search for the lesson in it, you'll stay in it longer. Take that with you. Trust me when I tell you. All right. Um, anybody else got a lesson? Uh, not a loss. That was a good series of lessons. Keep getting those lessons. Keep trying, and don't get discouraged when things don't work out. Hey, is it Sefi? I know it's like what time is it where you are? Come off mute if you're talking. He's probably trying. Okay, 5 a.m. in the morning. No excuses. That's what I'm talking about. So, and just for your accommodation, and if you need to close your eyes, we've added an Eastern time tomorrow. All right. So just so you know, we got the link for that. And I need you to say your name because I don't want to keep saying your name if I'm saying it wrong. But yeah, I'm glad you're on though. Beautiful. Right now, or previously, we talked about our. Where are you located? I forgot. Is it Ethiopia? Am I wrong? Chat that for me real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. In Ethiopia, watch there be a chapter in Ethiopia soon. He's going to be the leader of that. That's what poetry is doing. This is not just the United States. Earlier this year, the beginning of this year, I was flown out to Belgium uh, to work with the World Poetry Slam organization, where every basically the United States has the National Poetry Slam (NPS). that represents the United States for slam poetry. And they compete against countries around the world. Do you understand that slam poetry is not just the United States? Matter of fact, slam poetry was birthed in Ethiopia, right? Am I right, Celia? You the historian. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. I think slam poetry was birthed in Ethiopia. If I'm wrong, it's somewhere around it. Yes? No?
It's funny because I'm looking it up and it was actually birthed in Chicago, it's saying.
Chicago. I thought it was in another country.
Slam poetry, which is interesting because that's my home city. That's interesting.
So we learned something.
Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah.
But I brought this up to say they're doing slam poetry in other languages in other countries. When I was there, it was 20 different representatives of other countries. They represented their slam organization in their country. And I was the only one that spoke English, that only spoke English. Everybody else spoke at least 2, 3, 4, 5 different languages. But it was just amazing to see poetry be so vast. I knew poetry was everywhere, but specifically slam, I thought it was like a silo, in the United States thing. No. And they are taking it serious out there in these different countries. All right. So this is slam poetry is growing world. Oh, most definitely. Definitely. All right, cool. So we did the wins. We did our lessons. Now we're talking about roadblocks. We're talking about roadblocks. What's slowing you down? What do you feel is stopping you? Let's go there. What do you think is slowing you down? What's in your way? What don't you know? What resources don't you have? Who doesn't believe in you? Whatever. What you got? What are your roadblocks? Raise your hand for me. And then I'm gonna call on you. Or you can just put it in the chat and I'll read it and we'll talk about it. Everybody smooth sailing, no roadblocks?
No.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
You got your hand up.
Oh, sorry.
She had her hand up for a while.
Sorry.
I have no idea how to
Okay,
say
go
her
ahead,
name.
Megan.
The double Y's.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Is it me?
Yeah, Megan, go ahead.
So I think actually my biggest roadblock is trying to not just get people to join, but trying to get people to be more. So the people I want to join is kind of to take poetry and writing seriously, to join my Discord, not just for that, but people that actually take it seriously.
Mhm.
And my biggest thing is connecting with people. Like I could be I'm part of like even 10 different groups online, but I can't connect with the right people. I mean, everybody says their own thing, but I don't have the people or the readers that I really need to make this a success for me, for my other writers, for all the creative people that I'm trying to help. So I'm having really hard time to try to find the right people to connect with, to take it seriously as a business, and to kind of be like, hey, when you are a part of this, and
Mhm.
we need your real opinions, real thing. And I think my connection with serious people is probably my hardest thing I'm having right now. It's very, very hard, and I just can't figure out why.
Mhm. All right. Glad you're here, Megan. Because it is because of my failures, my wrong paths, do I know the answer to your question. Um, when I started wanting to coach, right, coach poets and to do more with their poetry, you know, I quickly found out after having discovery calls, poet after poet after poet. I understood then that I had to educate them first on why they need to invest in themselves. When you have an unestablished industry like poetry, and the people in it, the poets in it, have been conditioned to believe that their art has no value. They've been told since the beginning of time that poetry, that there's no future, there's no money in poetry. So why would I pay somebody when I'm not going to see a return on my investment? All right. So one, I first had to achieve what I'm saying that I can help them do. Right. None of you all would be here if I was just talking. If it was just all talk and I had nothing to show for it, there would be no Poetry Business Network, because this was birthed out of work. This global network was birthed out of me building the confidence to go live on Instagram. Because at first I didn't want nobody to see my face. I didn't want to be the face of my own brand. So I didn't want the backlash. I didn't want the comments, whatever, the fear stuff, the stuff that you put in your own head, even though those things happen. It was when I got on live on Instagram, simply sharing what works and what does not work for me. Did the same people start to come on to the live, same people day by day, and we became a community, and then it grew into something more. I say that to say, you need to, one, make it work for yourself so you can be the example of what you're saying works. Make you work, make your thing work first, make it successful, and we can talk about what that looks like and how to do it, I guess. And as you're succeeding, share with people how things are working. You don't have to wait till you win. Like I'm not at my destination, but I'm still taking people with me as I pursue. Does that make sense at all, Megan?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Okay. And as you bring those people with you, you start to formalize a community. It's the community aspect that will say to the people, I'm here with you. I'm on this call with you. It's late for you and me. Right? We're doing this together. I'm not waiting till I get to the end and then say, hey, I made it, y'all. I got you now. No, I might be further along than others. But it doesn't matter where you are on the journey, because you could be just starting and there's always somebody behind you, because there's somebody who did not start but is inspired by you because at least you started. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Yes. So work on, and this is for everybody, work on you first and simply be the example. And now that you are in the fold, Megan, as you learn more, you simply share more. So I encourage everybody, if you have not started on the training in the network, and this might be your first introduction to the network, to the network. So when you hop off of here, go to poetrybusinessnetwork.com and see all of the free resources that we have for you, and it will accelerate your progress. So now you're not alone and trying to figure it out alone. You now have a few paths, a main path that you can simply follow and get all of the knowledge that you need. All right. Cool. Good one. Good one. Anybody? Sonny, go for it.
I put mine in the chat, but I'll just read it.
All right.
I say my biggest roadblocks have been the foundational issues that I have discovered as a woman raised by a disconnected mother and an emotionally unavailable father shaped me in a way that I didn't realize. So I've been working through that to be truly confident in myself to set out in business in a real way, because I found barriers that I was just like, why are these here? But then when I analyzed my foundation, it's kind of non-existent. So I've had to kind of go back and really rework myself as an individual to really be confident to show up, to be a face of the business. So yeah, that's been my
Yeah.
main thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a process. And sometimes that process takes years of developing the confidence to be that person. I was gonna say that guy, but y'all is male and females in here, but by like use some of your ego. Watch this, right? Like, we've been taught that humility, 100% humility, just be humble, be humble, be humble. But ego is not all bad. Ego is not all bad. It gives you, you can pull from ego to add to your confidence. Like walking in a room. Like, yeah, why is it bad to say that you're that person? Like, why is it bad to say that you're great? Like, walk in your greatness. And for those who don't have that level of confidence that you have, they're going to say that you're arrogant because your confidence looks like arrogance. Ask me how I know. I'm just saying, so appreciate appreciate your talents, appreciate your gifts. They were given to you for a reason. So if you slump down, balled up, and too humble, then people won't see you. So stand up, head up, chest out. Yeah. I'm the only poet in the room, but I can add value to everybody in this room. No matter how big your organization is, you don't have what I have. You can't do with words what I can do. Trust me. Just let me look at a stop sign. I'll create something with that. Let me see a window. And I know when y'all hear these words, you already can think of a poem. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, people don't think like poets. So just understand the skill and gifts that you have makes you a super power. You have superpowers as a poet. Because you're a poet, you have superpowers. All right. Yeah. All right, cool. Did I miss somebody on the roadblocks? Let me read. My roadblock is making time to write. Yeah, I know it, man. And knowing how to revise my poetry for publication. Got you. Connection, intentional connection with other writers. Again, the C word, community. You don't have to jump into a Facebook group of 90,000 poets. You can create a WhatsApp group. You can create a GroupMe group and invite other like-minded writers to say, hey, I want to be held accountable. I want to hold you accountable. I want to polish my poetry. I want to help, editing my poetry. I'm starting, it's you opening your mouth and talking to people. I'm starting a GroupMe or WhatsApp group to keep us accountable and to edit each other's poetry and things of that nature. You'll be surprised of the people that would say, I would love to join that. But if nobody knows your desires or intentions, it'll never happen. So you got to talk, y'all. You got to talk. Share with people how dope you are, basically. And it's okay to say that you're dope. It's not arrogant. I'm dope, straight up. All right. My Joshua said the trainings, the classes, and the network said it saves time. You don't have to try to go figure it out. I did that already. It took me years. This is year 10 for the Poet Life. It's our 10-year anniversary. And I'm just starting the educational process of educating poets. Because it took 7 to 8 years of trying to figure it out alone. All right. It's been both rewarding and yes, still frustrating. It's frustrating that I can't do as much as I want to do because I got kids, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating that I gotta start work at midnight because I gotta put the kids to bed and they won't go to bed, they won't go to sleep, and yeah, but what it will do is teach you patience. It will teach you how to grow gradually and appreciate gradual growth and know what gradual growth does for you. It creates a strong foundation. You do things too fast, you mess up, things fall apart. So appreciate the gradual growth. Said my coach said yesterday, your business is your ego's place to flourish. Woo! Celeste Robinson. Your business is your ego's place to flourish. That's heavy. Put the ego in the business. There you go. To take it off you, put the ego into the business. Blame it on the business. Because you have to be proud of your business. You have to prop your business up. You have to say, my business is it. Y'all need to be connected with this business. If you don't want it on you, put the ego on the business. I like that. I need you to connect me with her. She's dope. I like that. And that's a projection. Yeah, for sure. I'm over the people pleasing stage, imposter syndrome, and being liked by all. Yucky times. No, it's real. It's straight up yucky times for real. I had the imposter syndrome. Who asked my wife? Who's going to listen to me? Like, yeah, what? Yucky times. That's a shirt right there, Sonny. Yeah, that's a shirt right there. Just finished a poetry reading feature, nice, in Rockford. I'm on the road with my assistant driving. I will tap in through comment box. That's what I'm talking about, Aubrey. That's a win right there. That's a win right there. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Clubhouse is a beautiful place too. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I haven't been on Clubhouse since Clubhouse was Clubhouse. You know,
Me
when Clubhouse,
either.
yeah, then when Clubhouse, when Clubhouse was
The
COVID.
pandemic, yeah, pandemic, yeah.
It was the 8 billion people on Clubhouse. I'm surprised it ain't shut down. How many people was on there since we were locked in, for sure. Yeah, yeah. I need to hop on. I need to hop back. I had a whole, what do you call them? When you got the and things under it, rooms under it,
The
and all that.
rooms,
I can't even remember. Can't even remember. But yeah, so leverage these resources. They're free. Don't see Facebook and don't see social media as a burden. Hear me out. I know it's a trend and it's popular to say social media is annoying and it's a burden because I got to do this, that, or third. No, change your perspective on that. You don't have to do anything. You get to do these things. Remember, before there was social media, it was only TV and radio. And it costs money to get on TV and radio. Social media is free. Push the button and more people get to see your stuff.
free advertisement.
Free advertisement. But if you're looking at it as, man, I got to do this, I got to do that. No, create a system to make it easy. Simpler. All right. When you post on Instagram, connect it to your Facebook. Boom. One button goes to 2 different platforms. So appreciate this free advertisement. All right. So we're on roadblocks. All right, cool. So any more roadblocks in your way? That's a beautiful demonstration of consistency. Yep. Out here. My roadblock is figuring out how to reach out to long-term partners who will support financially and by resources, for sure. Okay. Aubrey is I believe, Aubrey, you're talking about programs that you create and having financial partners and things of that nature. Got you. The biggest thing for that is making sure, because there's people out there, there's resources out there. It's just a matter of 2 main things. Have you packaged up your offering well? Have you packaged up your offering to be attractive so it attracts people to you? And do you have a platform? Do you have a platform that also attracts people to be on your platform or connected to your platform? Why more poets aren't podcasters blows my mind. You like to talk on the mic. You like to be on stage. You like to be in front of the camera. But you don't have a podcast. You like to share your poetry, but you don't have a podcast. I just interviewed Queen Sheba, the 2-time Grammy nominee, along with Flow Assist from Flowetry, 8-time Grammy nominee and 1-time Grammy winner, because I have a podcast. And they didn't ask me how many views and all of that. I don't have a lot of views, because a lot of people are learning that it really isn't about views, because you can chop that long form content down into video clips that can get views when you collab and on social on Instagram and right, there's a number of ways to present. But I encourage you, if it's not a podcast, it could be a blog, it could be a weekly Instagram live or TikTok live. But you have to, your brand has to sit and stand on something. Where's the platform for it to sit on? Not just your website. Your website is your online home that you invite people to. You give them coffee and say welcome. But what's the platform? Is it a community that you've created where you add value? Notice the network is free. And that was strategic because I've studied and learned my audience. Remember, I shared with you, I had to learn that the poetry community has to be educated first on why they need to invest in themselves. And so if you're in the network, you'll also see that you will then graduate from free resources to paid resources. Because then you will have already changed your mindset from I'm not paying anything to, you know what, I need to invest in myself. But I had to learn how to create this flow, this system. All right. And sacrifice to say, you know what? Because at first the network was paid, if for some of y'all that remember. And then I shut that down to say this needs to be a free community, low to no barrier to get in and learn. If they want to excel and graduate to the paid resources, they can. But if they don't, they can just be in the network. They can choose to grow, or it's up to everybody. But I'll continue to encourage people to grow. All right. Let me see here. Perpetual. Y'all tell me what that means. What's 333? Oh, Sonny, tell me what that means. Oh, is that somebody's IG? You on mute if you're talking, Sonny. Says if you aren't talking about the business, then why are you even doing it? That's somebody's IG. Okay, got you. Yeah.
What did you ask?
Your comment, perpetual 3333. Is that an IG name?
Yeah, it's an IG
Okay.
name.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. If you aren't talking about what you have to offer, how are you gonna offer it? So you should not let a day go by that you haven't talked about what you do and what you have to offer. The more you talk about it, the more of a likelihood that you create more opportunities for yourself. And here's the thing about selling. Take the word sell out. It's not about selling. It's about building relationships. It's about initiating relationships so you can build those relationships. Look at us now. This is family now, right? This is community here inside of a community. Different subsets of a community that started from an idea. Take your ideas and make them real. Write them down first. All right. Cool. Notice how long we stayed on roadblocks, longer than the wins. And all right. Now it's time to hop on to the strategies. All right. Got to get my daughter to bed. Grateful to everyone sharing. Glad you came on, Kelly. Cool. So let's talk about strategies and and goals. Let's put those two together, right? Because we have to be strategic to reach our goals. All right. What are some strategies that you've put in place? Yeah, let's do strategies. What are some strategies that you've learned that you had to put in place? Let's go there, and then we'll go to goals. What are some systems, some strategies from your from your lessons, from the roadblocks that you've overcome? What systems or strategies have you put in place to make things easier for you, Joshua?
I like the task, Google Tasks that you just said, because because I'm very much a note taker and I write
Yeah,
things down. So I've been writing stuff in my journals and keeping a little log, and so I'll do that in addition. But having it linked to the Google
email. Yeah,
Calendar,
yeah.
that'll be a game changer because you get the little notifications and stuff, and so I'll be doing both of those, and that'll help me a lot.
Good,
I
good.
downloaded it and started messing with it already.
Load it up and then prioritize it, and then check them off. If you don't do that, you're doing busy work.
Exactly.
You're just doing a bunch of stuff that comes to your mind, and that's not productive
Nope.
because it doesn't lead to anything. So start tonight. Start tonight. Tonight, when you hop off here, no matter what time it is, even though it's 5 o'clock in the morning with my guy in Ethiopia. But yeah, download the app. It helps a whole lot to have it right here in your hand. So when the idea of something else that you need to do, you can quickly so you don't have to look for a pen and paper. We in the future. We're in the future now. Think mobile. If you think mobile, even your offering, we're here with it. So if you're mobile, everybody else is. So that means your website needs to be super mobile friendly. Your offering somehow needs to be readily available via mobile. You need to be mobile and flexible as much as you can. That's where the world is going. If everything has to be we meet in person and before something can happen, you're going to miss out on opportunities. All right. What's another strategy that you have put in place? Anybody? Who's that hand? Who's that? Oh, is that my hand? Okay. Yeah, I haven't figured anything out to make things easier for yourself, or do you need strategies? Do you need strategies to make things easier? Maybe I should.
I got one.
Okay. Make what easier?
I don't know why I couldn't open it up.
Okay.
So one of my strategies that I'm doing now is to speak up more in terms of doing more follow-ups. Like you said, we don't always have to be in person. So I have some phone calls lined up where I'll be following up. I'm following up with my Georgia Port member tomorrow, the library Monday, and then I have another person I'm supposed to be calling on Thursday. So in addition to just doing everything that I usually do, I am trying to practice because I'm a very low-key, quiet, introverted type person.
Mm-hmm.
But I am trying to do better at speaking up in terms of business-wise,
Yeah.
even when it comes to asking for help. So even when it comes to tapping into the resources, whether it's the Poetry Business Network, whether
Yeah.
it's the people around me, to ask for help on resources that I might need that can help to enhance whatever it is that I'm doing. So that's one of my main strategies, is that I'm going to moving forward, as soon as tomorrow, going to be doing more like reaching out to people and speaking up.
Got it. That's good. I got something for you, and I encourage you to receive it, and that is, um, try not to put titles on yourself. Um, as in, I'm a introvert. I'm low key. When you name yourself those things, you limit yourself. I was telling my wife this last week. Even though you may feel that way, say the opposite.
Gotcha.
Say the opposite, and you'll do the opposite. I'm an outgoing person. I'm a morning person. Like, what is not being a morning person? You just
I
don't
am
like,
a morning person too.
you know, like if we really think about it and break it down, it's popular to say I hate Mondays and I'm not a morning person and I am an introvert. It really is popular to say that and to believe it. Um, but even if it is true, say the opposite. And because you can train your brain to think the opposite. You can train your brain to say and believe that no, I'm an outgoing person. I'm an outgoing person. I'm an
Mhm.
outgoing person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you'll do what you believe and say. And you'll continue to be that introvert, that low-key person. And I was saying that to myself. I was saying that I'm the person that plays the back. And so I put people on. That's why I put people on. And I was saying all this stuff and I was stunting my growth.
Yeah.
I don't need to be the face of my brand. I play the back and the work plays the front. And in actuality, it was a form of fear. Latoya, appreciate you.
Hmm.
We can't hear you, Latoya. I see you talking and you off mute, but we still can't hear you. You got
Oh,
headphones.
shit.
There you go. You got it.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we good.
Okay. I think my phone was hooking up to Bluetooth. I guess this is kind of a roadblock, but informing my strategy. It's just a reminder how important sticking to the discovery call is. I think it's a good thing that I'm learning, but I'm kind of bumping my head in learning. I just had to back out of a event and
That's a lesson too.
because I had to though, because I had never met this person in person. I know of her, like she's here in Portland. She's a poet, she's a speaker and all this stuff. And she's like, oh yeah, and I think you even liked the flyer. But I had to back out, like, which I normally, once my name and the flyer's out, I normally just swallow and be like, but this time I couldn't just stick it out because her energy and she has some really unrealistic expectations for the commitment that she wanted, the amount of work and commitment that she wanted, and the pay and everything. And it was just a really accelerated schedule. And it really, she just wanted, she didn't say these words, but it was basically her thing is first. Like it was really micromanaging to the nth power for $250. It was really strange to me. She never said this, which I probably might have would have discovered it in a discovery call, but she expected that a brand new poem for her event be wrote and ready to share with her within a week, even though the event is 5 weeks away.
Mhm.
And that was never communicated prior to the contracts and all that.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then she would just email me, like say she emails right now saying, can you meet in a couple of hours, or can you meet in the morning? It was just a
Mhm.
um different vibe. And so I said, as I saw it was a pattern, and that this is who she was.
Mhm.
I was just like, you know what, I feel like, I want to honor your vision. However, I can't commit to your timeline, and
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
expectations. So before me pulling out is a disruption to your project, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out now. And I gave her deposit back, like quick. But I have to admit that perhaps if I had a done a full discovery call, that I might have picked up on, some of that. So it's just, and I be hearing your voice after that. I'm like, Christoph probably be like, that's not what I taught you. So I'm like, really keep coming back to, like, you have to do this. Like, even if you kind of sort of know this person already, like, don't skip this step.
Mhm.
Ask, don't assume, ask, because there's no way I would have thought she would have expected a brand new piece be ready and within a week of her sharing. So it's a slash play, but she wants poetry like in between three small plays to like string the plays together. And she sent out the scripts one day, and then like within a week she's asking to have a meeting the next day. She's like, I need to hear your poem. And I'm just like, you
Yeah.
just sent this out. And so, like I said, it was other things that showed the pattern, and I was like, okay, this is not an alignment, with how I work, and
Yeah.
just unrealistic expectations, especially when you look at the pay and da 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 da. But I had to admit that my bad. I
Yeah.
messed up on that. I messed
For
up
sure.
on that.
For sure. I got you. And it's good that you can recognize your misstep, because that's all it is. What she's talking about, if you all don't know, the discovery call. Uh, I don't care if it's your mama interested in you. Um, Save you and the other person time and a headache. Um, because here's the crux of it. The discovery call does a number of things. It is the first step in your process when somebody is interested in you, or if you're interested in working with somebody else. Uh, it is the information gathering meeting. If somebody DMs you and says, I have an opportunity for you, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you thinking of me, considering me. Let's schedule a call. If you're available now, I'm available as well, but let's schedule a call. I'm not asking where is it, how much it is, and all that information in my Facebook Messenger or Instagram DM. And then I got to copy and paste it to the that is, and you know my heart, Latoya. That is mom and pop process, and the experience that you take your clients through doesn't start when you hit the stage. The experience should be the initial connection, whether it is an email, whether it is a DM, a phone call. Take them through an amazing experience from beginning to end. But that determines whether or not you create that system, that experience system. Somebody interested in me. Let's schedule a discovery call. Then what that also does, here's your benefit. Here's how you benefit. One, you know, or you find out all of what they're requesting or requiring of you so you can better serve them, right? And there are no misunderstandings, right? But it also gives you the upper hand now, because before the other person has the opportunity, you want the opportunity, and now you're like, all right, what do you want me to do for this? The discovery call turns it around to say, all right, now that you're interested in me, here are my questions so I can better serve you. What's the location? How many people do you all expect to be there? What's the attire? Depending on what the opportunity is. If it's performance, it's uh, what's the theme of the event? Are you interested in one of my pre-written, memorized poems, my portfolio poems, right? Does your theme perfectly match with one of the poems that I have in my portfolio? And if it doesn't, then I can write you a customized piece. If there is enough time. If the event is next month, it's not enough time. Even if it takes you 2 days to memorize it. It's up to you. But life happens. Kids happen, spouse happens, and it cuts down on the time that you have to write and research. It's not just writing. If you're a professional, you got to research and get inspired and get the information and take it in and internalize that and see how it connects to your lived experiences, because that's what spoken word is. Right? So it's a process that you need to take them through, that shows them that you, in the end, are going to pretty much guarantee that what they paid for, they're going to forget about, because what you've done for them overshadows how much they paid or invested, because they didn't pay, they invested in you, and your end result, your performance is the return on their investment. All right, so save yourself. This is for everybody. It's just an example. Save yourself the time and headache, because in the discovery call, you might find right there that I don't like that person's personality. I see where this can and will go. Let me thank you for reaching out to me. You know, this at this moment, this is not gonna work for me. I have a lot on my plate and so on and so forth, right? So yeah.
I think I finally got it. I think I finally got it. I don't know how I keep like veering off just a little bit, but this one, I was like, oh no, I got caught up. I'm like,
Yeah.
no. Because
Yeah.
like I said, normally once I'm on a flyer, I just deal with it. But this was, I could see, like you said, if I could have caught that before,
For sure.
man. But yeah, it
Not
won't
only
happen
caught
again.
it, not only caught it, but enhanced the opportunity like we were on the call, right? You already had locked in the performance for a certain amount, but on the discovery call, we were able to upsell and add workshops, right? So it
I
went
did
from
negotiate. I did
good,
negotiate a higher pay.
good,
So I was proud of myself with that. So if I had got on earlier, I would have, I
you
was
win.
actually teaching a workshop. but
Nice.
but with the library again. But so even though I didn't do the discovery call with her but again, if I had done that, I would have knew up front how much she was going to pay. So it wasn't until she sent the contracts and everything and all of her requirements, that I was like, oh, well, you're asking for this. It was like rehearsals and things like that. So I
Yeah.
did counter, like I went to Chat GBT, to help me. And I'll give her this. Every bullet point I mentioned, because I even talked about non-monetary,
Yeah.
compensation, and whether it's a vending table or a future opportunity. Like I did all that stuff. So I did that part that
There
you
you go.
suggested, but and it wasn't a whole lot more, but well, she almost upped it to twice as much
There you
as the
go.
initial. Still, but everything else I said just it still wasn't worth the headache.
Not a problem.
And again, I have to take accountability for that. But I think this, because again, I've never backed out once my name was on the flyer.
For sure.
But I just felt like that was best. And so I never want to have that happen again. Obviously, unless it's an emergency or something. But
Sure.
like I said, this could have been prevented. It perhaps if I hadn't have skipped that step. So I
I'm
got
glad
it
you
now.
shared
I
that.
got it.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you shared that because everybody else need to hear it. So thank you. I appreciate that. Josh said discovery schedules out, weeds out, I would imagine. Real, fake, serious inquiries as well, for sure. I'll have some people DM me, or I've had some people DM me, and after I say let's schedule a discovery call via Zoom to discuss details, sometimes they don't reply, or the communication slows down because they feel it's too much. But I was to be, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it saves you time. These folks ain't serious, and more than likely, anyway. Yeah. All right, let's jump to goals real quick. We got like 13 minutes left. Let's jump to goals. Everybody should have goals. All right. We do this monthly, but we also have the chapter meetings monthly. That's it's these are third Wednesdays, and then the chapter meetings are in the first week of the month. So, what are our goals? Raise your hands. I'm gonna call your name. Give me one goal that you're working towards, that you're pursuing, and let's go from there. Now, everybody should be raising their hands now. This the one where not just three, but everybody should have a goal that they're pursuing. Joshua, go for it.
I want to finish my updated website reboot by the end of this month.
Okay. All right.
I
So
want
you're upgrading it,
to,
or
not upgrading per se, but adding new information,
okay.
uh, and just kind of updating, not as far as upgrading, because there's been new features. I
Got
have
it.
the magazine
Yep.
article that's up there, and new stuff that I can put on
Nice.
in the last year.
Nice. And as you update it, document your process and inform people naturally. Just updated my website through that new article on there, this, that, and the third. And what that does is drive traffic there and creates engagement.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Every step that you take, document your process. Take people on a journey. It makes social media so much easier because if you're working, you always have something to post. These wins, these lessons, these roadblocks, those are categories of conversation with your supporters, especially the wins and especially the lessons, because they'll appreciate that you're not just sharing the wins.
Right.
And they'll
Right.
see that you're a real one if you want to use that terminology, right? Like I appreciate this person sharing and showing that everything ain't peaches and cream. You had more, Josh?
No, I agree.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for sure. For sure. All right. Come on, y'all. Give me a goal. Because what are we doing then? What are we doing? If we're not working towards something, what we got, Latoya?
Getting some virtual workshops going.
Yes.
Yeah. I
What's
haven't, the last time I did that was, like 3 years ago. And so
yeah.
I really need to be doing that. And also because, when I think about the example I just gave you, for the amount of investment of time that person wanted, for the amount of money, it just didn't, it just wasn't worth it. I'm like, I could have did a 2.5 hour one-time workshop and maybe got that, versus,
That needs to be a part of your
multiple
platform.
rehearsals and things and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
That needs to be education needs to be a part of your platform. It needs to be a part of your brand. It makes you a thought leader. Right?
And it's funny because I was interviewed on a podcast back in late January, early February, before the library event. And that person, her intro of me included thought leader. And it shook me a little bit because I'm like, thought leader.
Right.
So wow, that's like confirmation that
Yeah.
you use that word too.
You're
But
sharing
yeah, and I'm
knowledge.
known as an educator. Like I said, I'm literally still in the parking lot of the library from doing a workshop. But I haven't tried to do it in a few years virtually, and I need to do that because virtual, like you said, that
Mhm.
access is potentially all over the world.
Oh man.
Versus our little city and think, oh, I got to be in person,
No.
and so, and it's something I know how to do. I'm good at it. And I've just been letting it be by the wayside, to my detriment probably. And so yeah, I'm going to be doing that.
That's good. That's good. Tie it to the themes of your poems. Right? Yeah. So Cecilia, jump in. Go ahead.
Now, how you know I had something to say? I
Oh, I
thought I
thought
had no, I'm just playing. I'm just
put your
playing.
camera on.
I'm just playing. So, one exciting thing is that the Georgia chapter of the Poetry Business Network is officially planning our first
Let's go.
outing for the summer. We have
Woo.
decided that it's going to be a Saturday in June. So
Let's
me
go.
and Deanna's going to be getting together tomorrow to decide on some of the details that we can bring to our May meeting.
Yeah.
And we're really excited about it because we want to connect with some of the Georgia poets who are in the area.
Mhm.
I've even found a really nice park that's kind of close by. Me and my husband go walking at it all the time. It's free.
Nice.
It even has like, you know how the nets for the volleyball, like all
Yeah,
of that
they
stuff
up.
is built in. The
Mhm.
pavilion with the bathrooms,
Mhm.
everything is built in. You don't
Mhm.
have to pay to go to the park. So I'm really excited about it. I'm thinking that this might be a great place for
Mhm.
us to come and do like a cookout and hang
Mhm.
out and really just get to know each other and to see who else in the Georgia area, whether they've like joined us or not, is, and
Mhm.
might be interested. You know how sometimes, if we talk about this all the time, sometimes
Mhm.
face to face is just different. So maybe they get to come out and meet us. We get some content, we
Mhm.
get some interviews, and
Mhm.
kind of just let people know like we're out here. If you want to learn how to build your poetry business, if you just want to network in the network, we're available. So that's one of the main things that we're working on.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Cecilia asked me when we talked about her being the leader of the Georgia chapter, like what's basically, in a lovingly way, what do I get out of this? And I appreciated that question And I'll say this for everybody: leverage the chapter. And if you don't have one, let's talk about it. Let's stand one up for you. But leverage the chapter is like on the job training, right? Because you get to use and work with and partner, with an established brand, if you will. And when let's just take that event for an example, that cookout or whatever we're calling it, uh, their businesses will on flyer and promotion will be able to say in partnership with, her all of the business owners in that chapter will have their logos on the flyer, and they're the contact people. Their names and likeness will be in the press releases and whatever we put out there. But they'll learn in the process how to build relationships with the community, the businesses in that community. So it's not just to connect. That's cool. But it is also to learn how to do this practically, not just through talk. It's we have an event coming up. How do we do this event without paying for it? You see what I mean? Let's reach out to the mayor. Let's reach out. I'm a part of this organization and we want to connect with the community and blah, 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 blah. Like I want you to leverage and use this community.
Gotcha.
Okay. Oh yeah, we announced the Oregon. Yeah, Oregon. Latoya is the Oregon chapter leader.
Woo-hoo.
Yes, indeed. And so we have Texas in the house, Georgia, Oregon, and we're working to expand, and Jamaica. We have 4 chapters in here. That's huge. That's beautiful. More impact and more income from poetry for sure. Any more goals? I don't mean to harm. I don't mean to put people on the spot, but I don't care how small it is. I don't care if you need to write a new poem.
Mine in the chat.
All right, cool. Thank you. I can't leave here with y'all talking about y'all don't have no goals. All right, take my business serious, so investing in it by getting a proper website. Let's go. Yeah, professional email and taking it advice serious, like updating my LinkedIn. Man, don't play with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is it, man. Listen, LinkedIn is the Facebook for professionals, decision makers, budget. I was gonna say budget havers. People who have the budget to pay you. All right, this is not just this ain't Facebook where people just talking. People are intentionally on LinkedIn to do deals. And if you're a professional, that's where you need to be. If you want to be popular and just be liked and loved, okay, cool. Stay on Facebook and all those others and get the likes and the comments. But if you want to work, how about you get popular on LinkedIn? Reprioritize, refocus on the professional spaces. It's the other rooms, not the rooms that you're used to. Ain't nothing in there. It's the other rooms where you're the unicorn, where you stand out as the only poet in there. And they're like, what's a poet doing in here? I'm intrigued. Let me go over there and talk to this person because they stood up and said that they have a poetry business. Let me see how they can add value to what I do. But if you're in the room with all poets, where are the opportunities? Who's it going to be for? Go where you don't have to fight for the opportunities. All right. Truly deciding and creating my offers and in an intentional way, for sure, for sure. Oh yeah, we are not okay. I did that already. For sure. Get in a blue ocean. That's a terminology in business that says that you are the only one in that space or in that ocean where there aren't a bunch of sharks. Red ocean is bloody out here. Is dog eat dog world. That blue ocean, go be unique. Go be the unicorn where there aren't any others like me. So I'm the person that they reach out to. And if you're in a city where poetry isn't a big thing, you have the opportunity to make it a big thing. Stop saying poetry in my city ain't really like that. You know, it ain't great. So now you have an opportunity to make it like that. Perspective, y'all. When you see when you look at things differently, they change and things change for you. This was beautiful. I appreciate y'all, man. This is and notice there aren't a lot of people on this call. I think we reached 11. But look how impactful this meeting was. It's not about a bunch of people. Not at all. A lot of times when it's a bunch of people, you don't get what you need because there's a bunch of distractions, you know. So appreciate gradual growth and let's keep on going. Let's keep on growing and make sure that you join the network if you haven't already and jump in those trainings. That's the first step right there because you got to change your mindset. All right. Listen, I'm gonna hop off. I need to get something to eat. I'm hungry. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all in the network and keep on dropping the questions in the network so it can help you and it can help others. I appreciate y'all. We out of here.
All right, good night, y'all.
All right,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Talk to you.